Center for Spiritual Living Asheville. We're going to open with a wonderful song by Gary Lynn Floyd and Jamie Lula, In the Name of Love. I invite you, if you're feeling it, to stand up and move your bodies around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. In the name of love, with a heart of grace, overflow in us, decorate this place. As it is below, so it is above. May we always stand in the name of love. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one. In the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song, all is one. In the name of love. Of love, may we always be seeking out the best till we all are free, living in a world we've been dreaming of, where we stand as one in the name of love. Come on. When the veil is gone, there's only one of us, only one in the name of love. When the day is done, we will sing this song all as one, in the name of love. In the name of love, in the name of love. In the name of love, in the name of love.
Good morning, good morning. Grand Rising. I'm April Connor. My pronouns are she and her, and I welcome you to Center for Spiritual Living Asheville. Thank you so much for showing up on this bright and beautiful day, an hour earlier than it was yesterday. And for waking up early to get here. Isn't that beautiful? I'd like to thank you for the people that are watching online. Thank you so much for being part of our community. And for anybody in the room for the very first time, thank you for being here. So we have the fabulous Better Together group today at 12:30 over in the Education Building. This is our community conversation about diversity and inclusion, and it's a powerful discussion. Please join them. We've got the Four Agreements book study continuing. It is Monday evenings from, 6:30 to 8:30 in the Waterhouse Social Hall. Thank you, Michelle. We have a few bunnies happening around here. And Reverend Suzi's going to tell you a little bit more about that when she gets up here. So, we've got a message from Ricky's Byers.
Hello, everybody. This is Ricky Byers. You know me. You sing my songs all the time. I release and I let go and use me, and Spirit of God is upon me, and how can I serve, and we let it be. I mean, the list goes on. And I want to come and sing with you in North Carolina. At where? Lake Junaluska. Lake Junaluska is in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And oh my God, that lake is so beautiful, and it has so much information for me. I invite you to join me as I listen to the voice of God through nature and explore the many ways and healing powers of a song. John Stringer will be joining me there. The great John Stringer, beautiful singer.
I know you know the plans to prosper me.
And facilitator as well. Quinn Fontaine, who uses comedy and improv. He's a specialist at it to help people in recovery. Rob McDonald, great singer and bass player. Georgia Muldrow, my daughter, whose band is all get out.
God made me to reveal its holy faith.
And me, my name is Ricky Byers, and you. So I invite you to make plans to be at Lake Junaluska, April 12th through the 14th. You're going to leave better than you came. Believe me, this is going to be a dynamic revival retreat for you. Make plans to join us. God bless.
So Center for Spiritual Living Asheville has become an affiliate for this event. And please stay tuned because we will be sharing liberally how you can register for this event using our affiliate link, which means that Center for Spiritual Living Asheville is also supported. In addition to this, John Stringer, who just lives right down the mountain in Atlanta, is going to be here speaking and sharing his music with us on April 21st. So, and a workshop. So please join us for that. It's going to be fabulous. So, my friends, Ramadan, blessed Ramadan, to all of those in our larger community and within this community that celebrate. It starts this week, and we are just acknowledging it. Thank you. So, for me, I get to share my impressions of the Spiritual Living Convention that was just a couple of weeks ago in Charleston, South Carolina. And for me, the entire event from leaving Asheville and driving what turned out to be 6 hours down to Charleston, the entire event there, as well as coming back, was about connection. It was about connecting with the people I already knew and making new friends and having new conversations and expanding my own awareness about diversity and inclusion. And truly, the connections I made with other practitioners that I didn't know was just amazing. It was such an incredible event for me about connection and makes me very proud to be a part of this larger organization, the Centers for Spiritual Living. So we have a new process. We'll have a board member of the day every Sunday, and it'll be announced in the announcements. So today, the board member of the day is our very own Reverend Suzi, that one. And she'll be available in the social hall for questions if you have them after the celebration, not right now. Chris Anderson is going to be our practitioner of the day and will be giving us our spiritual mind treatment. I would like to thank all the hearts and hands that make this day and this place very special. I am so deeply grateful for the kitchen crew that does such an amazing job in providing us with snacks and cleaning up afterwards, and just a FYI, they could use some support in the kitchen. So please, if you are at all inspired and fed by the food that they serve, please, please volunteer to work in the kitchen. We have so many inspiring and magical things happening and all kinds of different ways for you to participate in spiritual community. Please check our complete list of events at cslasheville.org. We also have this lovely little thing in the middle, in the foyer on the glass that gives you our list of schedule. So, with all of that, the candle is already lit. So please join with me in taking a deep breath and centering, and let the bowls align you and the tinctures call you to attention.
God is in this place because we are here. We are here in this one space as we breathe the air, as God is our breath. We are one in spirit, one in universe, one in love. And I know that truth is all around me. Truth is real, and real is truth. As truth is constant, it is the essence of our breath, the essence of our rebirth, knowing that as we look around us, we are ready in this season to be reborn. As the trees blossom from their nakedness, they blossom, they grow, their beauty, their leaves are abundant. As we are abundant in riches and wealth and money, as money flows all around us, flowing through, in, as, and who we are to be wealth and health. Health is abundant. Health is in us to be whole, healthy, knowing that our bodies are that rebirth. Our bodies are ready to explode with the essence of life, to rebuild and restructure bones, to have our hearts pumping and beating and flowing with love, flowing in relationship, knowing that our relationships are who we are. They are loving, kind, caring, bringing forth peace, knowing that relationships are abundant. Relationships are wealth. As we look around and feel the essence of our beings in this room. And I know that our creativity is amongst us. As we are that creative essence, that creative one, the rebirth of how we are in our lives, bringing forth our person of creativity and light and love. And I am so grateful for the Center for Spiritual Living in Asheville, for the abundance that the Center for Spiritual Living has brought to us, to the wonder of who we are, to bring Reverend Suzi to us, knowing that love and light, abundance, wealth, relationships are all here in this room. As we go out into the world, we share. And I am grateful for the love in my life, my family, as we are all family. I release this into the living, loving law, letting it go, letting it be. And together we say, and so it is.
reading for today is from Living the Science of Mind and the section on happiness. We are all children, not so much of larger size as of broader experience. There is a little boy and a little girl inside each of one of us. A child just emerging from the unknown, meeting experiences, learning how to live. But too often, the spontaneous joy is pressed back into the unconsciousness, where it still seeks self-expression from which it's been denied. Why should we have to be so cold and indifferent, harsh and critical, or so troubled over living? It is because the child has been crucified on the cross of negative experience. And now we must retrace our steps, because the child in us will not be denied. The spontaneous joy of a child playing on the shore, the gladness of meeting the new day with an expectation of pleasure, and the quiet peace of rest at night, untroubled by inward conflicts. These are what we all long for. We must regain this lost ground if we are to have happiness, security, and peace. Is it so hard then for the intellect to give up its vast accumulation of false knowledge based on the concept of separation from the original source of its being? Somewhere along the line, we shall be called on to make this surrender and again become as children. Our attempt to become happy will be futile without this. It matters not what we possess or what ambitions we entertain. We are so constituted that we are incomplete until we consciously unite ourselves with that which is whole and perfect. Can we learn to surrender all our doubts and fears, uncertainties and forebodings, and live our lives with enthusiasm, expectancy, and confidence? I would venture to say, could we learn to do this, our inner conflicts would dissipate themselves. Our prophetic feelings of evil would vanish, and we would be at peace with God, ourselves, and with others.
Check. Hello. Reverend Suzi gave me this song to learn, and I'm excited to share it with you. It's beautiful. I'd never heard it before, so another gift of Reverend Suzi, introducing new music. To be humble, to be kind, it is giving of the peace in your mind. To a stranger, to a friend, to give in such a way that has no end. We are love, we are one, we are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, we are war, we are how we treat each other, nothing more. To be bold, to be brave, it is a thinking are peace. We are peace. We are war. We are war. How we treat each other. We are how we treat each other. Nothing more. One more time. We are love. We are love. Let me hear you. We are one. How we treat. We are how we treat each other when the day is done. We are peace, war. We are war. We are how we treat each other. Nothing more. Last part. We are how we treat each other. Nothing more. We are how we treat each other.
Ooh, thank you for learning that. Hey, everybody. This has nothing to do with what I want to talk about, but I want to say this. For some reason, I'm moved to say it. I was at a conference one time, and it was a conference between scientists and religious scientists. And the scientists at the beginning of the week kept saying, "Why do they have so much music?" And we kept saying, "Why do those scientists have so much data?" But here's the deal. Here's another example of science and mysticism or spirituality coming together. Music is the one thing that we can do that has everything in our brains fired up and operating. It's the one thing that uses our entire brain, all aspects of it. So that's pretty scientific, to say nothing of spiritual. So thank you, Amy, for learning that song. I appreciate it. So I look around this room, and for those of you who may be with us for the first time or haven't been here in a while or missed last week, I would say, Suzi, you got some splaining to do, because we got a lot of bunnies going on here, and we're talking about kids and the kid in all of us. Yes, applaud the bunnies, please. Here's what we're doing. The theme through all of March and in through Easter is Get Real, the spiritual principles of the Velveteen Rabbit. You will come to know that, actually, I was very grown up when I was a child. And so now I'm reverting and catching up on the stuff I didn't do. So you will find out that there are a number of children's books that we thought were children's books, but really I think they were meant for us to review yet again in adulthood, because there's a lot of meat in there. And this is certainly one of them, The Velveteen Rabbit. Now, what's that got to do with all the bunnies? Well, what it has to do with the bunnies is that it is my invitation to you, it is my encouragement to you that we fill this stage and all the empty chairs and all the windowsills with stuffed bunnies and other various animals. And they will, not so miraculously, but just very normally, on Easter Sunday, they will all become real. And my hope is that so will we. But the bunnies, when they become real, will leap into the arms of children who need love. Yeah. We'll be donating all of these stuffed animals to an organization called TIP, Trauma Intervention Program. And these are folks who go out to families and that include children who have been through some sort of trauma or disaster or challenge of some sort, and they take these with them so that the kids have somebody to love and to love them back. So we'll be a part of that opportunity. And so I encourage you to snap up any bunnies that you see as you're making your way through various stores and things, and bring them here, because I really would like to, I'd like for us to have 1,000 or more. 1,000 or more. We can do that, right? Yeah. So, and just to encourage you, Stephen Crick came up with this wonderful little idea. Today, when you leave, be sure and see the greeters, because they have a gift for you. They have a little bunny seed. This is a bunny seed to take home with you to remind you to grow this bunny and bring bigger bunnies next week and the following weeks. And there's a little instruction sheet, and it also has some information about how you can donate some financial support to this organization as well. So don't forget to get your bunny seed. Somebody's going to get one right here and right now. There you go. It's a good thing it was soft. All right. So let's love these up. We're going to love them up. They're going to be filled with love. They're going to become real on Easter Sunday morning, and they're going to go love some kids. And you know what? Every time you pass a bunny in the store, first of all, don't pass it, buy it. And when you look at that bunny and you look at all these bunnies, I want you to see the face of a child that's holding that bunny, okay? See the face. So last week, we began with the idea that real is possible and real is a process of us becoming who we've come here to be. And so we learned that the Velveteen Rabbit really wanted to become real. Here he is, and you'll see him on Easter Sunday. And he learned from the Skin Horse that the possibility of him becoming real was valid, that he could become real. And the Skin Horse begins to teach him the process of having that happen. So this week, we want to focus on the idea and explore the idea of real is emotionally courageous and real is honest. And so Tony Rayton D'Antonio says, when we are real, we are honest about how we feel. Becoming real depends on understanding, acknowledging, and expressing our true emotions. Being real doesn't mean you live without fear, but you summon just a little bit of courage, that power that helps us to act even when we're uncomfortable. Anybody ever been uncomfortable when you needed to share something that was emotional? I thought so. I was pretty sure I wasn't the only one. In our little story of the Velveteen Rabbit, the Skin Horse teaches the rabbit that love helps us to become real, and being real helps us to be more loving. Now, in the story, the little boy whose nursery this takes place in has a bout of scarlet fever, and he chooses the Velveteen Rabbit, who's the least expensive toy in the nursery. He doesn't choose the expensive snooty toys. He chooses the Velveteen Rabbit to comfort him while he's recovering from scarlet fever. And what happens is they have a transformative relationship through that process, and they become very close and very loving of one another. That night, and many nights after the Velveteen Rabbit slept in the boy's bed, at first he found it rather uncomfortable, for the boy hugged him very tight, and he sometimes pushed him so far under the pillow that the rabbit could scarcely breathe. But very soon he grew to like it, for the boy used to talk to him and made nice tunnels for him under the bedclothes that he said were like the burrows that real rabbits lived in. Now, after the boy recovers from scarlet fever, the doctor insisted that the Velveteen Rabbit and the books and the bedding and anything that the boy touched while he was sick be burned because it was contaminated with the fever. The little bunny lay among the old picture books at the corner of the house, and he felt very lonely, for what use was it to be loved and lose one's beauty and become real if it all ended like this? Velveteen Rabbit's journey, much like our own, was pretty emotional, but the journey to real has a lot of emotion associated with it, a lot of feelings involved. It's part of becoming real. And it's not always an easy or smooth journey, not for the bunny, not for us. In the bunny's case, he was mocked, he was rejected by the other toys, he was discouraged at times, he felt abandoned and scared when he was sitting there on the pile of stuff ready to be burned. And he almost decides to just give up. But ultimately, he gets deep down inside himself, and he finds the courage to continue on. And at the Velveteen Rabbit's lowest moment, while he was waiting to be burned, he has a transformative experience. And a tear A real tear trickled down this little shabby velvet nose and fell to the ground. And then a strange thing happened. Where a tear had fallen, a flower grew out of the ground. It was so beautiful that the little rabbit forgot to cry, and he just lay there watching it. And presently the blossom opened, and out of it stepped a fairy. A transformative experience because he allowed himself to have the courage to be real with what he was feeling in that moment. And we, like that little velveteen rabbit, become real through the courage to express our honest emotions and feelings. That's what it is to be real. You know, I know what it's like to be unreal. I spent the first half of my life being pretty unreal. I was very stoic. As I said, I sort of skipped childhood and became an adult at about this age, this big. And the thing that I thought was the wisest thing I could possibly do was to hide my emotions and feelings from everybody. To hide the real me as best as I possibly could, because that way the real me could never get hurt. The problem was that the unreal me was hurting the real me every moment of every day. Because when we build a wall to keep people out, we trap ourselves in. And we take away something precious from ourselves and the world when we do that. And so that courage to dig deep and be real with our feelings and our emotions, to be honest about who we are, to express that realness is very important and powerful. But like me, many of us learn to numb and ignore those feelings and emotions. I suspect I'm not alone in that. We learn it in childhood through our culture and our society. We learn it at school. We learn it sometimes at church. Oh, yeah. I'm not your dad's minister. We learn at church. Remember that phrase, to be seen and not heard? How ridiculous is that? Is that one of the most ridiculous statements you've ever heard, to be seen and not heard? We should be heard and seen and known, right? In all of our glory, warts and all, no matter what age we are. So we learn these things, and sometimes we learn these things from our well-meaning relatives. Those are some funny people. Michelle will tell you more about that in the Four Agreements class. All the crazy stuff that we learned, and everybody thought, including us, it was a good idea to learn all that crazy stuff. The reality is it was not a great idea. But you know what? Because we're part of New Thought, we can have a new thought about an old stupid idea and then have a new experience, right? So that's what we're doing. So, you know, some of the things we learned about how to be aware of our emotions, how to express them or not express them. I mean, we put people in boxes. For example, this used to be true, and I think, unfortunately, it's still kind of true, that we were taught that it was okay for men to be aggressive. You know, that was just smart and on the path to success, to be aggressive, to be angry sometimes, to be prideful, to be ambitious. But it was not so good for women to do that. Remember those days? And then we said it was okay for women to show that they were sad or hurt or fearful or have anxiety or be soft and have compassion and love, but not so much for men. Well, how stupid is that? It's just ridiculous because we all have all of those emotions. They come up at various times, and for us to express them and live them at the appropriate times in the appropriate ways is to be real. It's to be authentic. You know, those feelings are always there, and they influence our behavior, whether we're aware of them or not, whether we're expressing them or not. They're expressed through our behavior, sometimes sideways. You know, and when we stuff that emotion and feeling down and try to be something that we're not, we find ourselves emotionally disconnected from our GPS, our God positioning system. And when when we're disconnected from that, we're also disconnected from our own authenticity, our own realness. And we're playing a role, we're playing a part that somebody probably put the seed of that in our head and we ran with it. But here's the deal, suppressed feelings do not disappear. What they do is they become even more negative and they pop up in inappropriate and untimely ways. I am guilty of that myself. Please tell me I'm not alone. Yeah, good. A whole lot of humans in this room. But sometimes, you know how sometimes something pops out of your mouth or in your behavior that's just sideways and you're like, oh, delete. How can I retract that email? But no matter how long we have suppressed our emotions or numbed our feelings, it is possible to reawaken and develop more accurate and authentic sense of emotions, sense of feelings, and to be able to experience and express those in powerful and positive ways. You know, emotional courage and honesty is indeed one of the pathways to becoming real. Self-awareness and self-empathy. Wow, there's a concept. Self-empathy. Have some care and compassion for ourselves. It's critical to becoming emotionally real. And it leads us to awareness and empathy for others and being emotionally available to others. Being real has a lot of benefits. You know, throughout the day, it's not a bad idea to check in with yourself and see how you're feeling at any given time during the day. And then take it another step and compare how you're feeling to how you're actually behaving. Is it in congruence, or are you fighting with yourself? Work toward congruence. You know, our founder, Ernest Holmes, said that a clear and vivid and powerful thought plus the fire of a positive feeling equals a result of a powerful experience and expression of truth. And we can create the life that we love to live by having that clear, vivid picture in our mind, that thought picture in mind, and adding to it the fuel and the fire of emotion, of feeling, experiencing it fully and expressing it fully. That's being real. And sometimes it requires a lot of courage to be real. Sometimes it's a lot easier to pretend you're somebody else and to hide. But it really doesn't benefit anybody when you do that. It requires courage to move beyond the personas that we've created, the masks that we wear, the expectations we have of ourselves, or even worse, the expectations that others have of us. We have to move beyond that and be real. Courage comes from the French word cœur, which means of the heart. And by the way, the ancients used to think that our brain was situated in our heart. Personally, I think I vote for putting it back there, right? You know, it's a long 18 inches between head and heart. It'd be good if we squished that. Of course, we'd all be a lot shorter. But actually, you know, I used to be much taller. I don't know why I'm telling you this story, but now I started, so I will. So one day at school, I learned something about parachutes, you know, and aerodynamics, but not enough. I didn't learn enough. So I made a little parachute, and I put a little army guy on the parachute, and I would throw the parachute in the air, and the little guy would float down, right? So I like to think big. So I made a bigger parachute, and I climbed up on the roof, and I jumped down. Ouch. And I hit the ground like, boom. And I'm pretty sure I was about a foot taller. So, yeah, it was real fun until I hit the ground. So, I don't know why I told you that. It just came to me. Anyway, courage of the heart. You know, the heart reveals what is real in us. The heart doesn't lie. It tells the truth if you let it out, right? Florence Scovel Shinn said, courage contains genius and magic. Face a situation with courage and there is no situation to face. It falls away of its own weight. How cool is that? You know, the paradox is for many of us that we fear being real because we think if I'm really who I am, I might be rejected for who I am. Ouch. But the irony is that being real, honest, and open with our true feelings and emotions, with our real self, actually brings us closer to spirit, closer to ourselves, and closer to other people. So it has the opposite effect. So be real. Get real. Wow. So real also moves us from conformity to individualized expression, which is what we are. We are each an individualized expression of the one Spirit. We're not here to conform. We're not here to be carbon copies of each other. As I've said before, if we're all carbon copies of each other, then all of us but one are redundant. I pray to God I'm the one. So don't be a carbon copy. Be real. Be an original. You know, in the early days of mankind, people needed to, they were dependent on being conforming to the group standards in order to survive. We're beyond that now. We don't need to conform and be somebody we're not in order to survive. In fact, we survive a whole lot better by being real. And so we are called to choose the balance of both and between independence and interdependence, between individuality and community. It's a both and. It's not an either or. You don't have to choose. Choose them both. Choose it all. Be that individual, independent self in the interdependency of community. I like that. That was a good sentence. I like that. I put that together just now. The mechanical toys were very superior in that nursery of the little boys. And they looked down upon everyone else. The poor little Velveteen Rabbit was made to feel very insignificant and commonplace, and the only one who was ever kind to him at all was the wise old Skin Horse. The Skin Horse was real. The Skin Horse was open and honest, and he was unashamed of his imperfections. When we are real, it's easier for us to embrace other people just as they are and to feel that we are being accepted just as we are. You know, I remember my dad, he was a master at making me feel absolutely perfect just the way I was. Even when I should have been kicked in the butt. My dad saw the perfection in me all the time, even when I was doing crazy, crazy things. You know, one of these days I'll tell you some stories about some of the crazy schemes I came up with, many of which were unethical. I'm surprised I didn't end up on Wall Street. But anyway, you know, I came up with every kind of get-rich scheme in the world, and I was only, in second grade, But my dad, he would never make me wrong for those things. He would always compliment my creativity, and then he'd say, but let's redirect it. You know, he was a wise old Skin Horse, my dad, He helped me to become real because he was so real. Like the Skin Horse helps the little Velveteen Rabbit. You know, the Skin Horse saw the beauty in that little rabbit. He saw the value and appreciated the value of that little rabbit and encouraged him to become. You know, I mentioned last week that if we knew each other's stories, we couldn't help but love one another. So it's important that we listen to the real stories and that we tell the real stories. And what we find is that what's most personal to us is also the most universal in the human experience. And it's that sharing of our real stories, our authentic stories, that help our humanity give way to the divine in us. And then we say, we're all an expression of spirit. We're all one. Love and one, right? So my question to you is, do you have the courage to risk nonconformity to be real? It's not easy sometimes. It's simple, but it's not easy. Our own founder, Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, wrote, "The individual who has the most power is the one who has the greatest realization of the divine presence. We all need more backbone and less wishbone." He had a good sense of humor. There is something within you beyond all doubt and fear. Convert your fear into faith. And I can help you on the 24th. I'm doing a workshop. I'm moving from fear to faith, so sign up with me. He went on to say, refuse to entertain images of fear. The divine presence is the only something that can make you whole. Know that good is the only power there is, and there is good within each and every one of us. We express it differently, each of us. Be that unique expression of the divine. That's you being real, and we all need that. Have the courage to honestly look deep within and release pretense and embrace your real presence. You might surprise yourself and fall in love with who you really are. I did. And it feels a whole lot better than hating myself, I got to tell you. Do not conform. Be real. Be who you are. I want to share a poem with you. It's written by a young Russian poet. And it was written at a time when it was next to impossible not to conform in Russia, which may still be the case today, I suspect. Anyway, it's a great poem about nonconformity. The Nonconformist by Anatoly Ivanushkin. Today, as many days before, the sun has lit a streak of fire in the sky. But in the morning of the new day, I am pushed from the hastening trolley bus like a cork from a bottle. Men and women love the dawn for its freshness, for its promise of new beginnings. And in the morning, therefore, I am not frightened that I have chosen to live a life unlike that of other young men. How powerful for a young man in communist Russia to say, I will not conform. I think it's the least that we can do, to not conform and to be real. We're all waiting for you because you make my life better the more real that you are, and hopefully I do the same. And we know that these bunnies will make lots of little kids' lives better when they become real, right? So I want to take just a few moments to do a brief meditation, contemplation, if you will. And so I'll invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Otherwise, a nice soft focus on one of these cute bunnies will work. And take a deep breath in and let that breath surround your heart space, that place where you have courage. And then release the breath fully and continue breathing in deeply and exhaling fully in that divine flow, that divine cycle of the inspiration, the in-breath of spirit, and the out-breath of that inspiration. And briefly scan your body and your mind and your heart and your spirit, and notice any physical or emotional sensations you may have. Just be present to your whole self. Now let's imagine becoming more real than we already are. Just continue breathing in deeply and exhaling fully, and relax into your chair, imagining that it is spirit lifting and holding you in its embrace. Now imagine drawing a line down the center of a piece of paper. See that beautiful straight line right down the center of your piece of paper. And continue breathing in deeply, exhaling fully. And now on the left side of that line on your paper, list the names of people that you admire for who they are. People that you love and admire, who you're inspired by, who you aspire to be like. Just see yourself listing those names down the left side of the page. They might be real or fiction, dead or alive. Now look at the names that you've listed on the left side of your page, and on the right side of your page, next to those names, list the qualities, the talents, the values, whatever it is that causes you to admire that person. What are those qualities? What is it about them that inspires you? Now I invite you to take that paper and fold it so that all you're looking at are all of those qualities that you listed. So only look at the side of the page that has the qualities that you listed. And when you look at those qualities, notice how you feel. Notice what emotion it brings up. Notice any physical feelings that you have when you read those qualities. Now what I want you to know is that side of the page where you've listed all those qualities, when you look at those qualities, I want you to know that you're looking at yourself. All of those qualities are in you, because if they weren't, you would not be able to see them in another person. So that's you. It's a picture of the real you. Embrace it. Own it. Experience it. Be willing to express it. And so, looking at those qualities that are you, hold a vivid picture in your mind's eye, a vivid thought picture in your mind's eye, and a passionate and warm and fiery, positive feeling in your soul about living those qualities and being your real, authentic self. See the picture in your mind, who you're with, what you're doing, living those qualities, and feel what it feels like to be the living being of those qualities. Real, authentic, alive. If you're not already living these qualities, have the courage to honestly and openly start being real now, from this moment forward. Live the truth of your being. Live as who you've come here to be. A unique, individualized, powerful, positive presence of the one Spirit. Breathe that in. Let it surround and fill your heart space. Breathe it out and be the expression of all that you are. So when you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to this time and space. And know that you can do this exercise for yourself at any time. You can do it on the back of a cocktail napkin, anytime. Remind yourself who you are and be real. And as you're ready, slowly and gently open your eyes and be real here now. Blessings on your journey of getting real, and practice being courageous and honest emotionally so that you can be emotionally present and real to others. And together we say, and so it is.
Well, that talk deserves a little rap. We're going to wrap it up in a song called Something Wonderful by Harold Payne. You might know it goes like this. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my body. I can feel it in my soul. I can feel it in my heart. Won't let go, and it won't let go. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Get real. It's time to feel what you feel. It's not always easy to have the courage to reveal. The blossom only grows with the water from the tears. Courage only comes when you're facing feelings, facing fears. The walls we build to keep us safe, but keep the world away. Avoid numbing, only create more pain. To be seen and not heard is not a way to live. All the crazy stuff we learned from all our crazy relatives, these are not the stories to which we are bound. Stuffing authenticity and pushing feelings down. We wish to be real, empathetic to ourselves, living in congruence with the feelings. Can you tell what the truth is about you when you step into your truth? Use your genius and some magic, but don't use a self-made parachute. Get real. That's right. Get real. Be the individual expression of love. You are an original, and love is what you're made of. Remember who you are. Universal source. Be like the wise, brave, real, kind skin horse. More backbone, less wishbone. Faith, you can have it. Be strong and get real like the velveteen rabbit. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Sing it with me. Something wonderful, something wonderful, something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body. Come on. I can feel it in my body, my soul. I can feel it in my soul, my heart. I can feel it in my heart. And it won't let go, and it won't let go. Something wonderful, come on. Something wonderful to me right here, right now. One more time. Something wonderful, hey, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, yeah.
Woo! Amy Steinberg. Whoa, 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 whoa. So I'm going to ask the prosperity acceptors to please come forward. This is an opportunity for us to remind ourselves that we live in an abundant universe with a generous God, and that what comes to us in the form of abundance, whether it be financial or otherwise, is meant to come to us, through us, and pass on out again to spread around the world. They don't know where to be with all these bunnies, you know. I think you guys should have bunny ears, and then you can... Okay, so what I'm going to ask, I know some of you send your gifts in throughout the week, or you do it electronically. When the basket comes by, please do put your hand over the basket in blessing and prayer so that you can be part of that divine circulation. And I'm going to say to the folks that are watching us on the live stream, there's a way that you can give also so that you can also be part of this divine circulation of abundance. And so we invite you to do that, to be a part of it. If you're putting something in the basket, or if you're not, please hold your gift to your heart. Infuse it with all the qualities of spirit that most resonate with your soul, and I suspect many of them will be the things that are on the right side of your page that we just did. And send that energy into your gift and know that it will magnify as it travels, and it will gain momentum, and it will bless people with those same qualities as it moves on. And so we give with joy, with all the joy in the world. And so let's affirm that right here and right now. Divine love blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive abundantly.
God is my source. Come on. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. Love, come on. Love is my source. Hey. Love is my power. Yeah. Love gives me everything I need. Woo. Come on. Woo. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Love gives me everything. Love gives me everything I need. Love gives me everything I need.
So let's just take this opportunity to give thanks, because everything we need is right here. It's in this basket, it's in this room, it's within each and every one of us, the one of us. We know that all of the creativity, all of the abundance, all of the finances, all of everything we could possibly need, we already have. We simply need to experience it and express it fully. And for this revelation of truth, I am eternally grateful. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Okay, so I just want to add my welcome to those of you who may be with us for the first time. Do we have any first-time guests? Yay, thank you. We have, there's a little blue card, and we ask you to fill that out. We promise not to bug you, but we will inform you. We will inform you of all the cool stuff that we have coming up and the next children's book that we'll be doing. Just kidding. But we have tons of things getting ready to happen here. There are things already happening, and we've got lots of really fantastic things planned, so we don't want you to miss out on anything. So if you'll fill that out and give it to the greeters on your way out, they have a gift for you, but they have that additional gift. Remember, the little bunny seeds and the little information sheet on how to take care of that little bunny and grow it real big. So don't forget to get those on the way out, all right? Yeah, exactly. So also, guess what? We're going to bless our kids. I saw one. There's one here somewhere. There. Oh, yeah, and we added something this week. I saw this quote, and I love this. It's so indicative of what we're talking about here with the bunnies and everything else. The children are always ours, every single one of them, all over the globe. Let's not forget that. And I want to especially send powerful prayer and positive thoughts and anything else we can send to the children in Ukraine and the children in the Middle East, the children in Israel, the children in Gaza, the children all over the world. They belong to us. All of them belong to all of us, okay? So let's send that vibration. And let's bless the kids. I'm going to have, do you want to come up? Come on. Hey. All right. This is our resident kid. All right. So let's bless him and every kid everywhere. Ready? We love you. We bless you. And we know you are perfect. Yay. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right. And guess what Sunday it is? Birthday Sunday. Who's having a birthday in the month of, what month is this? March. Who's having a birthday in the month of March? Anybody? Yay! It's the newcomers. Yay! All right. Excellent.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
And I have it on good authority. There is cake and goodies in the social hall. So go eat and be merry. And happy birthday to all of you. Finally, I want to invite our prayer practitioners to come forward, please, and stand here in the front of the stage so that people can see you at home and abroad and here. These folks have studied for a number of years to become proficient at doing what we call spiritual mind treatment, and all that is a fancy phrase for affirmative prayer. And so they're here to affirm with and for you a greater expression of your realness. And so if you would like to come up after the service, they will be here for you to do a prayer which only takes an instant to be realized. And so I would ask that the rest of us move out of the sanctuary at the end of the celebration so that they can have some peace and quiet, and they'll spread across the room. Let's thank them for their service, please. That's great. And let's just take this, Amy's rap really did a benediction. She kind of wrapped up the good word. And the good word is, get real, y'all. Get real, y'all. And let that realness unfold in and through and as you, that you might bless others and encourage and inspire them to be real as well. And as we all become real, the world becomes a better place, and we create a world that works for all creation. For this, I am eternally grateful. And together we say, and so it is.
So it is. Blessed
Yeah.